the first picture. Subaan, can you read?
COVID-19 vaccines, what my family need to know how. I just spoke to Dr. Q and he confirmed that COVID-19 vaccines are very safe and effective at keeping us from getting COVID-19.
Continue.
I also asked him about side effects. What did he say? The vaccine may cause side effects in some people like sore muscle, feeling tired, or mild fever. This reaction means the vaccine working to help teach your body how to fight COVID-19. I can't wait until we can post we are all vaccinated. For more,
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Sabaan. And again, what did they talk about? What did they talk about?
about COVID-19 vaccine.
Very good. It is about COVID-19 vaccine. And as you can see, the girl, in the second picture, right? In the second picture, this man asked, what are the side effects, right? So what are the side effects of the vaccines, right? He asked. So what did the girl said? What did the girl provided? Rather, so what did the girl provided? He provided an information, right? He provided an information, an important information about the side effects of vaccines, and she gave a fact and important information, which is a good skill in writing an informative essay. So now we will discuss your module 7, which is to compose an informative essay. So excuse me. So at the end, after going through this module, you are expected to identify the process and structures of an informative essay, and also you are going to apply the content learned through composing one's own informative essay. So at the end of this lesson or module, you are going to compose your own informative essay. So for us to know your prior knowledge about this topic, which is the informative essay, let us have your pre-lesson tasks or your pre-test. So for directions, read carefully the following statements, it is encircled here, but you are going to type your answers in the chat box. Is that clear? It is just a 5-item test.
Yes po.
All right. So, are you now ready? So number 1, it is an essay that educates others on a certain topic and answers one of the 5 W's: who, what, where, when, and why. A, is it narrative, descriptive, informative, or research essay? All right, Marian Cruz answered C. C. All right, so let's have the next one. What are the basic structures of an informative essay? A, introduction, body, and conclusion. B, organization, revision, and edition. C, research, revise, and edit. Or letter D, write, organize, and revise. So, most of you answered letter A. Let's check later on. So number 3, what are the correct steps to write an informative essay? Letter A, research, choose a topic, write, organize, revise, and edit. Letter B, you're going to choose a topic, then organize, research, write, revise, and edit. Or letter C, choose a topic, research, organize, write, revise, and edit. Or research, choose a topic, revise, and edit, organize, and write. So for number 3, most of you answered letter C. Let's check later on. Let's have the fourth one. What do you call an opportunity to summarize the essay in a paragraph or two? Is it the conclusion, in the body, introduction, or the problem? What do you think? It is an opportunity to summarize the essay in a paragraph or two. A, conclusion, B, body, C, introduction, or letter D, problem. Alright, Jasmine answered B, B, B. Most of you answered B. It is an opportunity to summarize the essay. It is, for number 5, for the last number, it is an opportunity to present your thesis statement and grab the attention of the reader. Is it in the introduction, problem, body, or conclusion? A. So for number 4, most of you answered letter B. Is it in the body? So for number 5, most of you answered letter A, introduction. All right. Thank you for participating, class. So, thank you, class, for participating. And let us now dig deeper on what are the structures, process of an informative essay. So I hope you have an advanced reading of your module 7. Did you read your module 7?
Yes po.
All right. That is very good. So, let us first define what is an informative essay. Kindly read. Who wants to read?
Subaan po.
Subaan.
An informative essay is an academic assignment where the author's job is to inform the audience about the subject of the paper.
All right, thank you. So the first thing we need to learn in an informative essay is its purpose is to inform. So how can we successfully achieve that purpose? So to explain the nature of our topic, we can use data, facts, statistics, statements, of course, from credible authors. And also, we can use literatures and books, especially when our topic is about the origin of something. Is that clear, class? So the main purpose, always remember that the main purpose of informative essay is what? The purpose of an informative essay?
To inform.
Very good. It is to inform. So what is an informative? Next slide. Who wants to read? Let's talk about subject. Cruz.
What is an informative essay? The subject of an informative essay can be a person, an object, a phenomenon, or an event.
All right. Thank you, Cruz. So the subject or the topic can be a person. So we can talk about celebrities or famous authors or famous people that we know. We can also write about objects such as dress, bags, fashions, what else? Foods. All right. So we can write about them. Or it could also be phenomenon, could be disaster, or it could be about nature, and an event. So some events like sauna, or it could also be election. So there are a lot of topics and issues that we can use as a subject for informative essays. So how about you, class? Where are you interested in? What topics are you interested in? How about Salcedo? What are topics that you are interested in now?
Fictions
Salcedo.
po.
Again,
Fictions po.
fictions, but we are talking about informative essays, so which means we will be talking about non-fiction or a um, real life event situation. So we cannot talk about fictions. From this subject that we have here, or from the choices that we have here, just like person, an object, a phenomenon, or an event, which of these four choices you are most interested in? Do you have a celebrity, a favorite celebrity? All right, so some of you might want to talk about or interested in celebrities, most especially if you are a fangirl, right? So, but you are going to talk only for facts. Huh? Did you get that? You're going only to talk for facts. Or you can also be more interested in nature, such as disasters, planting trees, and etc. Some examples also of titles in writing an informative essay are here. So, can you read the first one? How about Darlene? Can I hear your voice, Darlene? Wala si Darlene. How about si... Again na, sige.
Role of cell phones in a student's life.
So, this is a title about, so the subject is the cell phone. So, if you're going to talk about the roles of cell phones in students' life, you can use, you can search for facts about or important information about the roles of cell phones in a student's life. So, you can use that as a title. You can also use unusual vegetables and fruits. Some other examples are unusual vegetables and fruits and also harmful effects of video games. So these are examples of subjects and titles for an informative essay. So I hope you understood the subject in an informative essay. So just remember that you can talk about person, an object, a phenomenon, or an event as your subject. Is that clear, class?
Yes po.
So next, who wants to read the next slide? How about Rihanna May? Rihanna May, can you read
Informative essay is the task of writing an informative essay is to enlighten your readers and increase their awareness regarding the subject.
So, what do we mean when we say enlighten? Who knows? What does enlighten means? Do you have any idea?
Greater knowledge.
All right. So, it is giving someone greater knowledge or understanding about a subject or a topic. So, which means that it is helping your readers to understand your subject or your topic, what you are talking about. You will give them information that will help them understand your subject. That is the task of an informative essay. So the main purpose is to inform and the task is to give understanding or enlightenment. Did you get that? All right. So WHS questions can also help us to gather information that will help us give enlightenment to our readers. So what are the WHS questions? So we have what, who, when, where, why, and how. So it will help us, just like what I've said, it can help us gather information for us to help the readers enlighten them with our topic. Right? So let us now go to the structures of an informative essay. So again, who can tell me what are the three main sections of an informative essay?
Subaan po, ma'am.
Yes, Subaan?
Introduction, body, and conclusion po.
Very good. So, just like any other paper, an informative essay comprises introduction, body, and conclusion. Very good, Subaan. So let us now first have your the introduction part. So, do you know what is this image? Yes, Priyas? What is this image? You don't have any idea what is this image?
Hook po.
Very good. Who is that?
Subaan po.
All right, Subaan. And I also see Priyas. Did you answer also? Priyas and Subaan. Very good. That is a hook. So where do we use a hook? For what? To fishing, right? Especially we use a hook or a fishing hook to catch fish, right? So
Yes.
similarly, in introduction, we use a hook to catch our readers' attention. So we need to tempt them to read our paper. That is the purpose of a hook. So when our reader read the introduction part, they should have that thing, the curiosity, the, what do you call that? The tempt to read our paper. So you should include the hook. That is an important part of an introduction. So how can we do that? So some examples that we can include as hooks are quotes. So you can also include statements, especially from credible authors only. So we cannot just include quotes from people everywhere or from people that we just met. Of course, we should include quotes or statements from credible authors. Is that clear? So we can also include statistics and facts and personal anecdotes. So when we say personal anecdotes, these are real life stories, especially of a writer, you as a writer. But you have to, it should be closely connected with the nature of your topic or your essay. So you just don't include a certain experience of yours just to mema lang, right? So you have to include personal anecdotes which is relevant in your essay. Is that clear? So you can include quotes, facts or statistics, and personal anecdotes. So some examples are here. Can you read? Who wants to read?
Yes.
How about, yes, Priyas?
Today, parents are prohibiting their younger children from watching TV shows, as they believe that TV shows can easily influence children's behavior.
Right. So that is an example of a fact. What else? Paulina, can you read the second example? Yeah. Paulina? How about Rhea Grace? Yes, Subaan?
Some companies are limiting the use of social media in workplace because they believe that it is affecting efficiency at work.
Hmm. Next, who wants to read the next example?
Bernardino po.
Yes. Go on. Is that Riona May?
Yes po, ma'am.
Right, go on. Number 3.
ESL student can benefit a lot from a contextualized approach to grammar than the more traditional way of learning grammar.
All right. So in here, they tried to compare the contextualized approach and the traditional way of learning. So that could also be an example of statistics and facts. So for the last example,
Cruz, ma'am.
Cruz.
Globalization is no longer a matter of choice, but the fact of life in the 21st century. Its effect is evident in our today's lives.
Right. So it is more on, it's talking about the effect of globalization. So these are examples of a hook. So a hook, you can also use questions to help, as an example of a hook, you can also use questions or rhetorical questions to help your readers to become more curious and think more about your topic. So after a hook, you may now start giving a short explanation about why you exactly chose the topic and how everyone can benefit. So how can your readers benefit or help them, or what they can get from reading your topic. Or in explanation, you can also include a short background of your topic. And you have to end your introduction, you may include, of course, you have to include your thesis statement, which is the main problem or the main topic of your paper. So what it answers the question, what is the paper all about, or why it is important. So that is the thesis statement. So let's see an example here of an introduction. Who wants to read? Gabrielle, kindly read now the example.
Television shows, movies, music, and even video games today are filled with literary references. But many people do not understand them because they do not read.
Mm-hmm.
To be successful in American society, one must be able to read fluently and analytically. As adolescents are becoming adults in America, they must learn reading skills in order to be successful. Reading is beneficial to adolescents as it helps develop social skills by involving readers in variety of social situations, and academic skills as readers learn new words to expand their vocabulary.
Thank you, Nak. So thank you, Gab. So um, which of these colors do you think is an example of a hoop? Is it in the red, green, or blue? Hmm? What do you think? You can type in your answers if you want, if you cannot unmute yourself. Mhm. Which of these color do you think is an example of a hoop? All right, someone answered red. It's Cruz. How about the others? What are your ideas? Red, Gab. Red for cow. Red. Very good. It is the red one. So as you can see, the author included a fact where television shows, movies, music, even video games today are filled with literary reference. However, he catch the attention of the readers by giving many people do not understand them because they do not read. So how about the explanation? Is it in the green or the blue ones? The explanation or a short background? How about the others? All right, very good. It is in the green one, that is giving a background or a short explanation about the topic. So as you can see, he related the author related his work in the American society. So that is a short background of the topic. So for the last one, of course, the thesis statement is in the blue one. So he explained that the benefits of reading, which is it helps students, or it helps people to develop social skills and academic skills as well. So that is an example of an introduction. We can use hook, an explanation, a short explanation, or a background, and we should include our thesis statement or the main problem or the main topic of our paper. Is that clear? Is that clear, class?
Yes po, ma'am.
Yes po, ma'am.
All right. So let us now have the body paragraph after an introduction. So in a classic informative format, it has 3 body paragraphs. So that is the format of classic informative essay. And each body paragraphs, we have it discusses different main points. So we have first, second, and third main point to each body paragraphs. And each main points will discuss different subpoints. So that is the format of a classic informative essay. This is to help you as a writer to explain and explore more about your topic. Is that clear? So that is the format of an informative essay in the body paragraph. So, but it is also depend on your topic. So you can have a lower or a higher number of body paragraphs. So you can have only 1 or 2 paragraphs or higher than 3 paragraphs. Is that clear? Depending on the scope of your topic. Is that clear?
Yes po.
Yes po.
So for the credibility of your essay, for your readers to believe and accept your paper or statement as a truth, you have to cite relevant examples and evidence from literature and other sources such as news, researches, books, what else? So those sources or credible sources, you may use them as an example and evidence. All right, so from those sources, we can find solid facts, statistics, statements, and other supporting details for our paper to become credible. So of course, our readers should masigurado nila na what we are telling in our paper is a fact or a truth, right? So we can use evidences from, of course, credible sources as well, such as news. What did I say earlier? News, researches, books. So those are examples of sources that could help your essay become more credible. Is that clear? Clear po? So we can include solid facts, statistics, statements, and other supporting details that we can use as evidence. Is that clear po?
Yes po, ma'am.
All right. So, of course, do not forget to use transitional words and phrases. So, what are your ideas in transitional words? Can you give me an example of transitional words? You can type in your answers. No idea. So transitional words and phrases are words or phrases that shows connection between ideas. So examples are when you give emphasis, so you can use undoubtedly, unquestionably, obviously, absolutely, especially, clearly. So you can use these words to give emphasis to an idea that you have, or if you want to add an idea or an information, you can use also to, in addition, furthermore, moreover. So those are transitional words that could help us um, see the connection between the ideas that we have. Is that clear? So we can also use contrast here and order or the sequence of our ideas. So who wants to read para mas maintindihan, para mas matatak sa atin? Who wants to read the emphasis? How about Aliyah? Aliyah Stephanie. Kindly read the emphasis part na, or the emphasis, the words, the transition words in emphasis. Yes, Subaan.
Undoubtedly, unquestionably, obviously, particularly, in particular, especially, clearly, importantly, absolutely, definitely, without a doubt. Indeed, it should be noted.
Right. How about the addition? When we give an additional information,
Yes.
Riyaz.
Along with, apart from this, moreover, furthermore, also, to, as well as that, besides, in addition, not only but also, in addition to this, additionally, and additional.
Thank you. So how about in contrast? So when we contradict our ideas, when we try to compare and contrast, we can use, how about Rhea Grace? Unmute yourself na, Rhea Grace. Rhea Grace. How about, let's have, is it Erenia? Erenia? Wala. Who wants to read na lang? Sige.
Bernardino po, ma'am.
Riona? Bernardino?
Unlike, nevertheless, on the other hand, nonetheless, despite or in spite of, in contrast, or to, contrary to, whereas, alternatively, conversely, even so, differing from.
All right. So those, we can use those words to contradict an idea. And in order or the sequence, when we use a sequence, how about Jimenez, James? Can they read? So ako na lang. So in order or when we use a sequence of ideas, we can use following, at this time, previously, first, second, third, or finally, subsequently, above all, before, last but not the least, or first and foremost. So there, you can use those words to use as a sequence to your ideas. Is that clear? Those are transitional words to show the connection between our ideas. Is that clear po?
Yes po, ma'am.
Yes po.
All right. So in the body paragraphs, we can use the classic informative format. So we have 3 body paragraphs, or it depends in your topic. You can have less or lower numbers, or you can have higher numbers of body paragraphs. And for the credibility, we can use sources where we can find solid facts, statistics, statements to support our paper, to help us give credibility to our essay. And let us now have the conclusion. After introduction and body paragraphs, we will now proceed to conclusion. So, kindly read. How about Brian Bernard? Brian? Why are you not speaking or unmuting yourselves? Ma'am, ayaw po ma-open mic ko. Sira po mic ko. Okay, Rhea, Grace, and Erenia. Hindi po gumagana mic ko. Alright, so, who wants to read?
Yes.
Alright, PS.
What stays in the minds of the readers for a long time?
Right. So, conclusion is the part where it serves as the takeaway of the reader. So, it is what they have what they will get or what they will learn from your topic. So that is an important part. That is why you have to make every word count. And in conclusion, you do not have to add new information. You just have to briefly summarize the facts, especially that you included in your body paragraphs. Is that clear? So you do not have to add new information. You just have to summarize what you included in your body paragraphs. And you have to finish with a strong sentence, or you can use a prediction, a recommendation, or a solution to end your conclusion, because that will serve as the takeaway of the readers. Is that clear po? Is that clear?
Yes po.
Yes
All right.
po,
So
ma'am.
listen carefully, because later on we will be reading an example of an informative essay. So, and here is an example of a conclusion. Who wants to read? How about Salcedo? Pakibasa yung example ng conclusion. Mm-hmm. Yes, Subaan.
Conclusion. In conclusion, this essay has discussed 3 key areas of CSR and has argued that it is an important consideration for larger companies. When businesses are environmentally friendly, support local companies, and provide positive working conditions, then evidence suggests that this improves profitability and encourage outside investment. It is therefore recommended that all SMEs and larger companies invest in CSR to remain competitive and focus on sustainability.
All right. Thank you, Subaan. So, in here, it is divided also into 3. which is the thesis statement, the summary, and the future focus. So as you can see in conclusion, the author include his argument, or he restated his thesis statement, or the main problem, the main point, or the argument that he has in his paper. So that is the thesis part. And next is he summarized, or the author summarized his main points, right? So that is in the green part. And for the last one, he gave a recommendation. So you can also provide a prediction what will happen based from the facts that you have gathered, or you can also provide a solution from the argument or problem that you have presented. So that is for future facts. So that comprises a conclusion. Restate your thesis statement. You give a summary to the main points that you have in the body paragraph, and include a short prediction, recommendation, or solution to end your conclusion. Is that clear? Did you get that?
Ma'am.
All right. So this is a layout for your in writing an informative essay. So the structure, we have the introduction, body, and conclusion. So in introduction, we include the hope to grab our reader's attention, right? And we provide a short explanation or background regarding our subject or our topic. And also, we provide in the introduction the thesis statement, of course. What is the main problem, or what is your paper all about? Or you can also include your argument. Clear po yung introduction? And in body part, you include the facts or the main points that you have gathered from researching. So you can include more than or lower than 3 paragraphs. So you can just include 1 paragraph, 2, or higher than 3 paragraphs. So it depends on the topic that you have chosen. So in every paragraph, you're going to include topic sentence 1. So what is your main point? So support it with a fact, and from the main point and fact that you have, you have to make a concluding sentence. So what can you infer from this, from the idea and from the fact that you have? So the same way goes with the other paragraphs. That is the body part. Clear po yung body part? So you include main points and subtopics, and supporting details and concluding sentences. So to end your essay with conclusion, you have to restate your thesis. So that is your thesis statement, what your argument, the main problem, or the main topic of your essay. So you are going to restate, not repeat, but to restate. So you are going to paraphrase your sentence. And then you are going to summarize your argument or the facts that you have included in your body paragraphs. Is that clear? And then you give a prediction, a solution, or a recommendation at the end of your conclusion. That is the layout for your writing an informative essay. Gets po yung structure?
Opo. Yes po.
I hope you really got it. Because at the end of this module, you are going to compose your own essay. So let us now learn what are the stages of writing process. So what are the steps in writing an informative essay? So let's have the step 1. Kindly read. Step 1.
Yes.
Yes, Priyas?
Step 1. Pre-writing. The planning phase of the writing process.
Right. So in pre-writing, it is the planning. So how can we plan? How do we plan? We do brainstorm. So when we say brainstorm, we are trying to discuss with other people to gather ideas. So when we try to ask questions from these of course credible and reliable people, we try to brainstorm from them to gather ideas. And also we can research from the internet or from the books, from the library, new information that we can add in our topic. And after researching and brainstorming, we gather all these ideas and make an outline. So in pre-writing, we now start outlining. So we will now include a background and our purpose in writing. So we include that in introduction, and we try to organize our different main points that we have from gathering information. So we choose what to include in the first paragraph, the body paragraph, which main point should we include first, second, third, and so on. So it depends on how many main points you should have in your topic. So you can also plan your conclusion, which is to summarize all the main points that you have in here. Did you get that? So in pre-writing, it is just a plan or an outline. So there is wala pang composition dito. So you are just planning what are your ideas. You just gather information and make an outline. Is that clear? So in pre-writing, you also consider who will be your readers or your audience, and also your aim or your purpose in writing. Why do you choose that topic, or why do you what is your aim in writing that paper? That is pre-writing. So you just brainstorm, research, gather all the information, and make an outline. That is pre-writing. Is that clear? So the step 2 is drafting. Kindly read. Right, so ako na lang. So step 2 is drafting. In here, you are going to start creating an initial composition. What does that mean? You are now start to create your own essay. So you will now start writing. So it is just a draft, class. It is just a draft. So it is not yet the final output. So it serves as your scratch. Is that clear? So it is changes are still possible in drafting, but you are now start composing and writing down all the ideas that you have gathered from pre-writing, and also in an organized way. Since we already made an outline, we can now start writing them in an organized way. Is that clear?
Yes.
And you may now start presenting an argument based from all the ideas that you have gathered. You may now present an argument. And step 3 is, what is it? Revising. So in revising, we try to review or reread our paper that we have in our draft. We try to modify and reorganize them. So when we say modify, it is making changes. So we can rearrange. So, di ba meron tayong outline here. So we can rearrange them based from it depends on our topic also. So we can rearrange them, the main points, or we can add new information, or we can delete some content that maybe are not important or essential in our paper. So that is revising. And also revising is making the tone, style, and content appropriate for the intended audience. Of course, when we say informative essay, the tone is a serious one. So most especially, we call that, when we say that it is an informative one, of course, it is serious. So we usually use periods only, periods, comma, semicolon, colon. So we rarely use exclamation point here. We do not shout here in informative essays. So most usually we just include facts and ideas. So therefore, the tone is just serious. The same way goes with style and the content appropriate for the intended audience. So it is our opportunity to improve the draft. That is our opportunity to improve the draft that we have or the scratch that we have in step 2. Is that clear?
Yes po.
So that is the step 1, pre-writing, step 2, drafting, and step 3 is revising. So let us now proceed with step 4, which is editing. So what is editing? It is proofread and correct errors in grammar and mechanics. So what is the difference between revising and editing? Do you have any idea? None. So when we say revising, it is making big changes. And when we say editing, this is just minimal changes or small changes. So in editing, we are just going to correct some errors such as in grammar, in punctuations, in capitalizations, and etc. So these are just minimal or small changes only. So it is our opportunity to improve the style and clarity of our paper. And also, we can have another writer's feedback to help us improve our paper. So we can have an advice from writers that have that is knowledgeable in writing an informative essay. So for the last step, we have the final writing is shared with the group, which is the publishing. So in here, we are now going to share our output either in printed or online. So that is the steps. So again, what are the 5 steps? We have
Rewriting.
rewriting, drafting. What is the third one?
Revising.
Revising, editing, and publishing. All right. So those are the steps or stages in writing process. So let us learn what is the mistakes that we need to avoid in writing an informative essay. So first one is do not use personal pronouns such as I. So you cannot say in your paper, you cannot say, I believe this is not true. So you cannot use that. So you cannot tell that in your paper. You cannot use I. So an essay should inform, not express your attitude. So just like what I've said earlier, the first thing you need to learn in writing an informative essay is its purpose is to inform. Is that clear? So we can use that in providing facts, not thoughts. So how can we say that it is fact or not? So we say a fact can be proven or tested to be true or false. So when we say opinion, it cannot be proven to be true or false. Is that clear? So I have here an example. So number 1 is winter is more fun than summer. Number 2, the temperature outside is 25 degrees. So which of these 2 sentences is an example of fact? Is it the number 1 or number 2?
Number 2 po. Number 2.
All right, very good. It is the number 2 because we can prove or test the temperature, which is, or what is the degree temperature in outside. So we can prove it to be true or false. So that is an example of fact. So next is do not analyze. So you do not need to show your emotions. You just because it may lead your audience. So when you use your emotions in writing an informative essay, this may lead you to become a bias or unfair. Is that clear? And also be honest. you have to provide all the facts that you have gathered. Do not hide any important details, especially the negative sides of an issue that you have that you will write about. All right, so your readers must know everything, and you will make a decision based on the information that you have gathered, not with your emotions or feelings. Is that clear? So another is using a logic or the sequence of your paper. So do not write fact after fact. So you have to create an outline. Make sure that it is consistent, which means that all the facts that you have included in your body paragraphs should be aligned to your topic. So you just don't, hindi ka lang basta mag-include ng information na nalalaman mo, which is not aligned naman sa topic mo. So make sure that it is aligned and consistent. Is that clear?
Yes
All right,
po.
so don't forget to use transition words. Again, can you give me at least one example of transitional words that we have earlier?
Unlike.
Unlike. What else? Unlike. All right, in addition.
Along
All
with.
right, along with, in addition. All right, you can type in your answers as well. So those are examples of transitional words or phrases that can help us to show the connection of our ideas. So that is part of the logic. And also, your essay should sound smooth and clear. All right, so that is the sequence that I'm talking about. And lastly is we have to avoid repetition. So proofread your text and eliminate or delete possible mistakes. So do not repeat, do not avoid repetition, avoid repetition. So you try to reread your work and delete some content that are repeatedly stated. Is that clear? So those are the mistakes that we need to avoid in writing an informative essay. So I guess we can not answer this anymore because it's already time. So we will have this next meeting na lang. All right. So for your assignment, you have your let's try. You're going to write 3 to 4 sentences about your weaknesses and strengths. And also you have you are tasked in your recall to write a process of making at least one of these dishes. And also you are tasked to answer, what do you call this, to supply the needed information in the diagram below that we have, which is the structure and the process of writing. And also, what is this? Is it an evaluation? So this is the evaluation part. So you will match the column A into column B. So for your let's apply, you are going to read the text in the left side, and you are going to identify which is the topic sentence, the body, and the concluding sentence. And for the last one, for your evaluation, you are going to write your own, to compose your own informative essay as you read articles about travel tours. Is that clear? So for the rubrics, you have organization of ideas, 5, content focus, 5, word choices, 5, a total of 15 points. So that is your module 7. So let's meet next week for your activities, for checking of your activities. Is that clear? Clear po?
Yes po.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
sorry, nag-overtime na si ma'am. So bye class, you may now attend your next class.
Bye po. Thank you po.